if you ever wanted to learn how to create coloring pages just like you see here, you definitely want to stay to the end because you don't have to be a designer, you don't have to be an illustrator, you just need to learn how to do these simple steps that I'm about to show you in today's video. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure you head over to chatgpt.com. If you don't have an account, sign up for a free account or a paid account. I am using a paid account. And the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you know what type of coloring pages you want to create. So in this case, we're doing faith and fall fashion clip art, okay? Because that is what ChatGPT gave me. So I'm going to show you the base prompt that I use here, but in another video that I did, I broke down this entire workflow on how you can actually have ChatGPT give you different prompts and different variations to be able to come up with a specific theme. So we're going to use faith and fashion to be able to create this coloring book pages inside of Canva. But first, what you want to do is you want to look at the variation prompt. So this variation prompt here is a highly detailed prompt that's going to give you all the different details that you need to be able to create multiple prompts from one prompt. So inside of here, as you can see, I ask it to give me a detailed digital airbrush illustration of an African-American woman in a faith-centered, stylish fall scene. And then it breaks down the hairstyle, the outfit, the scene, and the prompt. So of course, this is going to give you a color image, and we want to turn this into a coloring page. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to take this actual variation prompt and I want to ask it to give me multiple versions. But here's what the key is. You want to make sure that you are going to have it give you black and white variation. So as you can see here is the prompt. So I'm telling it to give me 10 different variations of faith plus fashion prompts. So what this allows ChatGPT to do is it's going to give me different variations of prompts, but it's going to be black and white, and it's going to be for coloring pages. So I'm going to copy this prompt here, and I'm going to go ahead and go down below, and it's going to generate 10 different prompts. And remember, from the base prompt, it's going to give me different hairstyles. It's going to give me different scenes. It's going to give me different looks. Now, the great thing about it is that generating these prompts, typically it has allowed me to actually get the same look. So if you look here, you see that this person looks the same. Like if you look at the hair, the outfit change. So that's good because it kind of gives you a similar look when you're creating coloring pages. Let's just say you wanted to keep the character or the illustration the same. This works really well for that. So now I'm going to go through, and it's giving me a bunch of different prompts. So all a prompt is if you don't know, it's just a bunch of text that you type in or that ChatGPT gives you when you're actually using it. So a prompt is just simply putting in some text. And in this case, this prompt is a black and white adult coloring book illustration of an African-American woman wearing an oversized sweater. And what it does is it goes into full details. But the thing you want to note here is that this is how you know it's a coloring book page, is because you have clean bold lines, no shading, no grayscale. And then if you want the hair, because a lot of times when people create coloring pages, and this is a pro tip, so listen closely, you can see that you can't color in the hair. So the way you get around that is that you want to make sure you say that the hair drawn is with clean, bold outer outlines only, no solid black areas. What this allows the ChatGPT to do when it actually creates the image, which we're about to do, is that it allows you to shade in the hair. So this is what it looks like. So now we can actually shade in the hair, and it's not going to give you those filled in black outlines that you typically see when you see people generate coloring pages. So I'm going to copy and paste this here. So I'm going to open up a new ChatGPT. And when I do that, the reason why is because I just don't want to blend my prompts with my coloring pages, because then it kind of just gets all jumbled up. So I'm going to go to new chat. So you're going to click on this thing that looks like a pencil is inside on the left hand side of the ChatGPT. And I'm just going to simply paste that prompt in. So now when I paste that prompt in, you're going to see that it's going to create an image, and it's going to be a black and white coloring book adult image. Now you can do this for children, for pets. The process works exactly the same, but in this case, we're going to do an adult illustration. Now, what I want to know is that if you are getting value from this video and you want to be able to learn my full workflow step-by-step process, I do have a mini course that I'm going to link in the description and in the comments. But first, I want you to comment mini course because I want to know who is actually going to purchase the course, because the course will give you a full workthrough and you get access to a free community with access to ask me questions. And plus, I want to see the illustrations that you're able to create, because these are easily sellable on platforms like Etsy, your own store, and you could literally make money off of these. And we have so many holidays coming up as well for 2026. So as you can see, it generated the image here. And what you'll do is you'll go ahead and save this. So you'll click on the image and then click save. What I like to do is I like to do a quick look just to make sure everything is good. So as I'm looking through the image, I see, okay, cool, I could shade into here. The sweater, the outlines are nice and thick, and it gives me enough room to save. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm simply going back to that same chat that had the prompts. And now we're going to do prompt number 2, which is Sunday church fashion. So what I like to do is, it's just a simple process. We're just going to copy and paste these over and over again. And we're going to do about 5 of them. So it's really fast. So once you go in, all you're doing literally is just copy and pasting, and you're going to create images. Now you could put a bunch of these all together and create the images. So the reason why sometimes I don't create them all at one time is because I like to see if I want to make changes or different things like that. But you can literally actually copy all of these prompts at one time by just highlighting over all of these together. And you can say, hey, I want you to create 10 different images based on these prompts, and it'll create it for you. But I'm just showing you how to do it one by one, but you could do it both. So as you can see here is the confident walk to church with the Bible. That's the image there. And then we'll go up and we'll get the other image as well. So this one here is the praying woman with the Bible. So as you can see, in the new version of ChatGPT, you could create illustrations super fast. So that was image 3. So now we're going to go here and we're going to go to 4. And let's just boost it up to 5, because now I'm going to show you how to take these images and bring them into canva.com. And that's what we're going to do next. So what you want to do is when you go into canva.com, now you can make coloring pages whatever size you want, whatever you want them to be. Now, typically for these coloring pages, the reason why we're going to do 8.5 by 11 is because people can actually print this off at the store or at home, and they could color at their own leisure. Or if they'd like to do digital coloring, they can actually upload this onto a tablet or a computer screen and color with different types of coloring tools. So I'm going to go to custom size, and you'll type in 8.5 by 11. Make sure that you have inches. In this case, it has recent because I use 8.5 by 11 a lot. So I'm just going to click on 8.5 by 11. Now, when I click on 8.5 by 11, it's going to open up a blank slate, and I'm going to go to uploads. And in my case, my uploaded pictures are going to be in download. So I'm going to go ahead and just upload all the images that I've downloaded so far. And then I'm going to go back and check on the newest generation that we just did. And I'm going to download that last one. And then we're going to generate one more image because I want to do at least 5 images. Okay. So while this is generating, I'm going to go back to Canva. So now we are back inside of canva.com. And I'm going to go ahead and upload this in. Now, this is important. Here's something that I want you to really pay attention to. So when you're inside, you can go to file and then you can go to settings. And what I like to tell people is do show margins. And then you can also do show print bleed. Now, this is good because it just simply shows you, as you can see, let me zoom in, these dotted lines. This is the margin. So closest to the inner side of the document is going to be the margins, and then on the outside is going to be the print bleed. Now this comes into play because obviously if you print it off, you don't want to be outside of this line, because then there's chances that your image or whatever you choose will be cut off. So what I like to do is I always like to add a border. So I'm going to make this bigger, and I'm also going to remove the background. Now, as you notice, there is a crown inside of here. That means that is a Canva Pro feature, which means you have to pay. So if you don't have a paid version, you will have to use a free background remover, something like BG Remover, or go to google.com and you could look up free image background removers, and you could find some in there, and you would have to actually take your image into that background remover first and then bring it into Canva. Because Canva does have a free version, but I highly recommend using a paid version. So now that we've removed the background, what you want to do is you want to go to elements. Now I'm going to use a square, because if I use a square, it allows me to actually create a border, and I like to create a border. So right now you see it's green, but I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. When you go here, you see where it says color. You're going to go to here where it says no color, and now you see the green has been removed. However, we can't see the line, so we want to go ahead and go to stroke style, and I like to turn mine up to a 2. Now you could turn yours up to a 3, 4, however much you increase it. When you go here, that's how thick the line is. So let me just show you. So if I do a 5, you see the line just gets thicker. So I like to keep mine at a 2. So we could go ahead and do a 2, and we'll leave it there. Now this is basically my border, and as you can see, we have a couple of different borders going on. And if you don't want to keep the margin or the page bleed on, now that you know where your stuff is, you can just simply go to File, go to Settings, and then go unclick Margins, and then unclick Print Bleed. Right, so now you're able to actually just see where the actual border is, and you don't have the margins on anymore. So now that we have that, what I like to do is I like to go to position, and I like to send this to the back. Why? Because now I could freely move this. And one of the other things that I like to do, so pay close attention to this, is I'm going to evenly space out the border around the paper, and then I like to lock this. So when you hit lock position, it's going to lock that background. So now I'm able to move this freely without actually having to worry about the background moving. And where you see those purple dots come up, that's just showing that it's evenly down the middle or evenly vertically and horizontally on the paper. So then what I simply do is I click these 3 dots where it says page 1, and I duplicate the page as many times as the coloring book pages. And there's a faster way to do this. You could simply just go ahead and highlight all of these and hit duplicate 3 pages, and you just could keep doing that. So if I wanted to duplicate this, I would hit duplicate 6 pages. And now once you have all your images, this is how you quickly create coloring pages. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my uploads. I'm going to delete this out, and now I'm going to upload the other images in here, and then you stretch it out. Do remember that you have to remove the background, so I'm going to remove it. Now it's going to be printed out on a white piece of paper, so it wouldn't really be a big deal, but I always remove the background because you just never know how people are actually going to use their images. So now I'm going to go back to the coloring book pages. I'm going to download this one, and then I'm going to go back into Canva, and I'm going to upload those last 2 images that we just uploaded. Now, once I upload those last 2 images, I'm able to now, again, continue to delete those images, add these in, remove the background, and now you pretty much just rinse and repeat. And then the way that you get to view this and look at it is that you can go to share, which I'm getting ready to show you now, and you'll be able to share and go to PDF print and print this out, or you can just view it online. So then I go through, I make sure everything is good to go. And as you can see, there's 5 different pages. Now you would go through all the way to however many pages you want this coloring book to be and add those in. So I'm going to go to share. I'm going to go to download, and this is the key. You want to make sure you change it from PNG to PDF standard is typically what I use, and it'll tell you what it's for. PDF print is best for printing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do PDF standard just so we could get a PDF so we can see how this coloring book came out. Mind you, We don't have a cover on here yet, but stand by for that. So let me just show you. So here is how the coloring pages came out. So these look really good. You want to be able to just look and make sure everything is good to go. So I always like to check the hands, the feet, the mouth, just those kind of things. And keep in mind that this is a coloring page. So you want to make sure that people are able to color in different things. Now I could even go in and change the word Bible, and I could make this a fillable letter so they can color that in as well. So I'm going through, same thing with here. You see Bible here. And now you can see everything is pretty much good enough for you to fill out. And like I said, the consistency of the image is also the same. Now, here's one thing that I want to show you is that you can actually take this image, and I'm going to show you how to actually match it to it being filled in the color. And you could go to Google Whisk. So when you go to Google Whisk, I'm going to delete this image out. And you could just go to google.com to find Google Whisk. They do have a free version, and you'll go to labs.google and it'll be something of that nature. And now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and go to add images, and I'm going to add the image here. And I'm just going to take any image that I had, and I'm going to say add color to this image should be brown skin and fall colors. Now that's all I write, and then I just make sure that it's selected on 9x16. And I go ahead and generate. Now, what this allows me to do is it allows me to actually turn my coloring page into color. So that way, when I'm displaying it to people, they can see like, this is what you can do, right? And how creative you can get. So as you can see now, that same image now turns into some descriptive coloring pages, and it even added in some extra detail and different things like that. You could also do this inside of ChatGPT, doing the same exact thing. So if you know that this is something that you really want to do and you really want to master, go ahead into the description, grab the mini course. I'm going to walk you step by step, and I'm going to give you even more things that you can do so you could create these coloring pages, how to make them stand out in different ways that you could sell this and start making money. If you are getting value from this, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to actually create different covers with color and how you could do this using coloring clip art and coloring images for your front cover and how to make them stand out so people are more attractive to the coloring books and the coloring pages that you are making. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and watch this video here to learn how to create creative covers for images just like this.